So, it is the holiday season, meaning it's Christmas. It's funny that we lump all of these holidays together and call it a holiday season. It's December. And I wanted to share with y'all some of my progress, some of my feeling happenings that have been going on recently. I'm gonna see if I can go and squat in here because this might be a nice little place to sit. I am enjoying the understanding that I have ADHD. I think it took me a while to acknowledge that that was something that might be real, and then a little longer to actually accept it. And now that I've kind of eased into the acceptance, I'm really seeing how I can get scattered, and all of my energy toward one thing can become like 20 different energies. And I'm really tuning into how it is benefiting me to simplify and to simplify and to simplify, and to give myself permission to be really flexible with things. Right now, I wish I could show you my paper, but I walked away from it. My notes that I was taking today, my plans. I did a reading while I was in LA a couple weekends ago. I'm so scattered that I'm like dropping half of the name of a place. I was in LA a couple weekends ago and did a reading for myself, and it basically just said, it was my Sagittarius season reading, actually. I do astro season card readings, and for Sagittarius season, this particular card reading spread that I intuited was asking about the creations that want to come to life right now, and what my creative mantra needs to be, and what I need to focus on to execute, and what I need to release. It was all pointing toward coming up with a plan and sticking to the plan, and knowing that I can lead myself and I can be a stronger self-disciplined leader if I come up with a plan, a simple plan that I feel really good about, and just execute it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking 2022 is going to be like, is just executing this plan. And whenever I'm feeling lost, saying, I have a plan, coming back to it, and giving myself that notice of like, hey, you don't have to keep scattering. You don't have to keep trying to reinvent the wheel. You can circle back to this, because this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the focus. This is your number one. I'm appreciating that some of the things I know are scheduled, and are things that it's funny because I like wrote next to them whether they needed to be scheduled or whether they kind of just happened, and then whether they are intentional or things that happen on a whim. Because these recordings and my podcast recordings, they happen on a whim. They happen when I get the sense that like, oh, I'm thinking to myself this certain thing, I'm speaking to my audience in my head, and I go, let me just hit the record button. Let me just go and freaking do the thing. And that feels really good for me, but the only part that feels bad for me is having so many of them stocked up, and then needing to schedule them, and then not having like a creative bout like this in a while, and then feeling like I'm falling behind because all of my scheduled posts have run out and have uploaded, and suddenly I have nothing to post. Realizing that like I don't need to be consistent in that way of like always have something every single, but just remembering that creating a system for myself, creating a plan of execution, and pushing a little flexibility into the plan, so that when I look at things, I'm acknowledging all the time, this is something that I do on a whim. It can't be scheduled, and it won't be scheduled. And it's better off if it's not scheduled, because then the freedom to express myself whenever it feels authentic will always be there for me. I mean, that's the point of being a spiritpreneur, right? That's the point of being an entrepreneur, is creating freedom for yourself and also being the creator of your life, getting to be a creator at all. When you're working for somebody else, you don't really get to be a creator. You just have to be a replicator. You just have to replicate the system that they've already come up with. You have to replicate the actions and the tasks and the creations that they've already come up with. When you are the creator, things are new all the time. When you are the creator, you have the freedom to explode and to expand, express yourself in whatever ways feel true for you and allow you to express your point of view, your perspective on truth, your truth's perspective. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. So I am finding that heading into 2022, it really feels good as a creator and as the person who is accepting that the universe is my manager and I don't have to really fuck with too much. I just keep doing and doing and doing and showing up. That there has to be freedom in the plan. I have to plan for freedom. I have to plan for, this is a period of time where I'm going to be not working at all, where I'm not going to be around screens, no phone, no laptop, no TV. I'm just going to be like out in the wild, being wild Kellyanne, and seeing what comes up, seeing what comes out of me. I have to plan for there to be certain things that I sit down and I discipline myself to do every day or once a week, or just creating that consistency, while also having some other things that just automate. So I'm not really thinking too hard about what I'm doing. That's where the best creative moments come from, is when you're not thinking so hard. When you're not thinking about it almost at all. You're just letting it come out of you. So I wanted to share this with you all because as you head into the new year, I hope that you take some time to really observe yourself. Where and how am I best able to express myself creatively or dive into my creations? Where and how do I connect with my people, with my clients, with my audience? And how do I bring those two together? How do I bring my creations into the world where my people are? Those two things, and simplifying, are feeling really good for me right now. And I hope that if you can find a space for you to do that, that feels really good for you too. I would love to help you out and even conduct a workshop if that's something that you want for the new year, but you got to be a part of the Vibrant Coven. That's where I accept requests for workshops and courses, classes, meditations, things like that. Any resource that you desire, that is where I take requests. And also that's where community is happening. Some of my favorite people are in the Vibrant Coven, and it's because I know that they are doing this work. I know that they are showing up for themselves, and I know that they are connecting with each other in the coven with such authenticity, and I want to say audacity too, like having the freaking audacity to show up completely and fully themselves. What's better than that? Love you so much. Hope you have a wonderful holiday season. End of your December, beginning of your January. Join me in the Vibrant Coven, because I feel like if you're watching this right now, you might need a little extra accountability for the new year, and I've just revamped all of my tiers, all of my membership levels, so you get a lot of juice for the squeeze. I promise you that. Mwah.